these are the tips that like I needed in my first show that like
Yeah.
no one was
You
brave
didn't think
enough to
about
tell me.
this.
Oh, I said I'm very affiliated with that feeling of being dizzy and nauseous all the
Dude,
time.
is that still like going on? Like that hasn't been resolved yet?
Well, I'm actually pretty sure that I resolved it, not none of these fucking specialists that I've been seeing. But so you know how I've been telling you forever that having cortisol being really low, and I've done all the things that hasn't come up. So cortisol affecting aldosterone affects your blood pressure.
Yes.
So I'm having bouts of basically my blood
Like
pressure
POTS,
dropping.
like POTS stuff. That would make
Similar.
sense. Yeah.
Don't worry about it though. None of these doctors I've seen told me this. And then once I was telling her about it, she's like, yeah, this actually does sound, because I'm like, happens to me if, feeling nervous, and I feel nervous in a car since all that happened. It
Yeah.
happens to me when I'm like on the Stairmaster after like 20 minutes or so after I've been like,
Mhm.
huffing it, then all of a sudden I'm like holding on for dear life, about to fall off. Same thing like blackout sets. If I'm taking a set too far to feel, it's so similar every
I
time.
thought you said blackout sex. I was like, how hard are you and Josh going where you're passing
Oh
out?
no, no.
Sets. Sets,
My
not
well,
sex.
actually, I don't think my face will ever be as Skeletor as the last time, but we're getting there.
Dude,
You're
that's
looking a little. I feel a little better.
yeah, a little cheek line.
I don't have shit yet. Yeah, this is annoying me. This is so annoying. It keeps fucking following me.
It's
Oh,
like
I see it
just start
now.
You
doing a
see
rave.
it?
Start
Yeah,
like
Like, I
moshing.
want to show my not like my
Titties.
tits, but like,
it's
Your titties.
moving. Yeah, that's
it's
funny.
like there's so much negative space here. I'm just,
Just giving yourself a six head.
I'll just be like this close. Oh my God.
Meg's like, hi guys.
Hey, I'm here.
Do you have any boogies?
I might.
Dude, real talk with the septum piercing, like it's one of those things where like when you get like a good boogie and you pull it out and you're like, oh, I don't get good boogies anymore. Like the septum like prevents good boogies from releasing, and I'm like, mother.
Well, I don't think it's close, but I don't wear it. Is in the winter time, I took my nose ring out because you're blowing your nose, you're stuffy, you're this, you're that, and it just is like a project around that.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Whenever, I mean, I haven't been like sick with like a cold and I couldn't even tell you, honestly, which knock on wood. But like when I did have it and I did get sick, like I didn't have any issues with it, but this is a new piercing and it's like a instead of a like knobby twisty. So like when I had the knobby twisty one, it was like not a big deal to just but like obviously with this one, like I could sneeze wrong and it would
Ooh. I really want my nose pierced
do it.
because I got a big old schnoz, so I kind of want to like bedazzle it. I don't know if that would make it more.
It brings more attention
I
to
mean,
it,
I got a big schnoz,
but I
right?
don't think you have a big nose.
No, you
Mine's
don't.
schnoz is
No, no, no.
long.
I don't think it was saying. I don't think either of you
That's a big
I
schnoz.
mean, it's not like Toucan Sam, but like if Eric and I decided to have kids, like the poor kid wouldn't have a chance. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm doing my unborn child a favor. I was like, listen, you don't want the nose.
It's just my Italian heritage.
I was playing with my niece like 2 weeks ago, and she's like, "I got your nose, and I'm gonna give it to dad, and give you dad's nose." I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. Wait, wait, wait. I already paid to fix this. Like, keep it, keep it."
Wait, speaking of that little Italiano moment, I just sent it to the group. I did this in last week's video or whatever podcast. I was like, I was just, I don't know what I was talking about. It was
Wait,
in one of the
I don't
clips
see.
though.
That is so funny, dude.
You sent
I
it to
guess
on WhatsApp.
Prima princesses, yeah.
Prima
Why am I not
Princesses,
getting
yeah.
them?
I don't know.
Update your shit, Laura.
Wait a second.
It's a beautiful
Somehow
photo of me
my
going,
I have a silent thing popping up. How do I get rid of that?
shit, I don't know.
Boomer Laura.
I don't know anything.
That's a word. That's facts. So are we gonna talk about the fact, Laura, if you can't see it, I'll just drop it in the Zoom
No,
chat.
I can see it, but
Oh.
it actually shows that. See the little bell. Oh, you probably can't, but See the little bell to the far right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
says that
How
you
do I get rid of
silent it.
that?
Oh, you silenced us.
Yeah,
Okay.
not on purpose.
All right.
Just like go to the down caret and go for mute and then say unmute. Because you just could have muted it accidentally.
I must have.
Better have been an accident.
Can we
Let's
talk about
see.
what I did yesterday? Can we talk about what I
Yes.
did? So
What'd you do?
I'm not quite 30, but I'm 29, right? And I've never gotten a bikini wax ever.
Oh,
Me
I hate those bitches.
So I went and got a bikini wax because I wanted to see the toleration because my first prep, I really don't remember. If I'm being totally honest with you, I don't remember prepping and I barely remember competing because like I wasn't like slowing down enough to be present. But I do remember using Nair because using Nair
Oh.
is a stank that like you can't get rid of. And I was like, I really don't want to put Nair near my vagina again. Like I just want to avoid that
Mm-mm.
because like ain't no way
Mm-mm.
that's good for your pussy, let alone your body.
Mm-mm.
So I was like, bikini wax. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. Like
Bullshit.
it wasn't fun. Like I'm not like
I
ready
got
to
that
like
shit done multiple times, and the bitch was like, "Oh, it'll get better with time." I went back fucking 5 times, and it still sucked.
I'll be honest, like again, it
It was
wasn't
terrible.
pleasant. Like I'm not saying that like I'm looking forward to the next 3 weeks, but like for me, I don't know, maybe I just suck at shaving my vagina because I always end up like Freddy Krueger down there. So and like there's so many fucking cuts. I'm like, fuck this. Fuck this so hard. So like next time I'm getting the bikini and then they're gonna be doing my glutes and also the crack. So I'm gonna be like a slip
Oh,
of
the
Oh,
the tongue.
crack.
hell no.
No, the
Yeah,
crack's easy. Crack's easy. It's just
Listen,
a off.
I
I'll
guess
let
I'm
you know.
the immature adult here that like I just can't imagine like spread eagle for that. I can't do it.
It was just the butterfly.
Yeah. Honestly, I
Mm-mm.
had some weird conversations with my wax lady over in Tampa. Like we were just talking the first time I think we talked about like scary movies. We were just talking about scary movies while she was waxing my punani. So I don't know. You just got to keep the conversation light, I guess.
Yeah, like
I
legit.
mean,
Like
what
you
do
just
you do?
talk.
If you were the wax person and you're going to shave like a puss or some balls, like, but like, how's the weather today? Like, you gotta like, you can't just talk about their balls or
I
like,
mean, dude,
why are you getting
straight
this
up, I
waxed?
was like when she was like getting me ready, I was like, this is my first time, so be gentle. Like just joking about it. Just joking about it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, real talk though, how did you end up like waxing pussies? And she's like, she starts cracking up and she's like, I've known since the eighth grade I wanted to be an esthetician. And
Okay,
and I was like, okay, so let's
and
keep
this is
talking
your
about
career
it.
path. Okay.
Yeah, but like shit, in eighth grade, I was thinking about, I don't know, man, like fucking Auntie Anne's pretzels and RuneScape. Like I wasn't thinking about like shaving and waxing punanis, but I mean like more
You
power to
know,
you, sister. Like
I don't know. I couldn't do it. You might see some raunchy puss.
that's what I'm
Ugh.
thinking. But like at the same time, like I would rather go through the pain of a bikini or a Brazilian than have pubes on stage. Like real talk. So
Yeah.
that's why I did it is like I want to make sure that like I'm like a seal down there. So that way, God
Hmm.
forbid, there's a suit malfunction and it just looks like skin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like nothing to like zoom in on to be like, pubes.
I, I think I'll get my bikini. I'll do bikini and maybe the booty crack. But a
Yeah.
Brazilian, nah. Getting near the lips, man, I'm like, fuck off. Like, seriously? So no. Especially that deep into prep when your shit's a little thinner, anyways, and you put a wax strip on that. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No. I'll do the bikini though. That's for sure because it does suck. Like if you have like razor burn the day of show, or I mean, with the tan, you're really
I was
not
gonna say,
gonna
I don't think
see
you're gonna
it.
see that.
No, but it
The
does
trick,
help. I
the
mean,
trick is baby powder. So
yeah.
you get it like a makeup brush and baby powder. I do it armpits, like around
Hmm.
your
Mhm.
like bikini line, things like that. Anywhere that you want to even try to like kind of like rub in the tan to like even it out. That's it.
Yeah, I've heard of that too. But
Dude,
I
these
don't
are
know,
good
man.
tips because these are the tips that like I needed in my first show that like
Yeah.
no one was
You
brave
didn't think
enough to
about
tell me.
this. Yeah,
The
No.
you
other
didn't
one
really
too is using like Vaseline or something,
Oh,
putting it on
on
your
your teeth.
finger or on your teeth because you're up there
Yep.
smiling so much. Next thing you know, your freaking mouth is stuck.
That's
So
a good
yeah,
one
so
from
baby powder
dance.
your puss and
Yeah.
baby and Vaseline your upper puss.
Also, just figured it out. I somehow archived you guys.
Oh,
Must have been in like in my pocket or something when we were talking.
Mhm.
So
Okay. All right.
I don't
Well,
even know what an
anyway,
archiving a chat means. Apparently, I hide you. I don't
I don't
know.
either.
it
But
just
yeah,
means it's
that should
not
be the
like fully
title.
deleted, but it's just like put away.
Mm.
So
That should be the title of this.
archive
No,
powder your puss.
powder your lower lips and Vaseline your upper lips.
Yep.
That's a long title.
Well, how about the Powder Puff Girls? Because that's accurate.
The powder puss girls.
Eric's
Did
like,
you
fuck me.
Where are we going? Well,
did,
okay. How was your vacation, Laura?
Yeah.
oh, great, honestly. I love Florida for the fact that like the weather is just so awesome.
It makes like
I'm like, fuck
But I see what
you.
you mean. So like well for the gym we trained at was sick. Like they have
Yeah.
the best equipment. I can't think of the friggin' line of equipment, but it's like all solid steel. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't see it often. It's not
Mm.
like
It's like Gym 80.
yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
common there in Miami
There
and Tampa now.
it was so nice.
It's
And
all right. Yeah.
maybe I don't know. This doesn't I don't know. Anyways, um the gym was really nice. The beach was beautiful. We stayed at the W, which is always awesome.
mhm.
The only thing that does suck about Florida is I don't know if this is a year-round thing or seasonal right now, but like one second it's freaking beautiful, next it's monsooning, and
Yeah.
you like get stuck in the middle of it. Like,
Sounds like Florida.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
Sounds about right.
traffic is pretty bad. I was
It's
surprised.
fucking terrible.
So like literally if you want to live in Florida, it's almost like if you were to live in the city in Boston, you don't want a car. You want to live in a more expensive place that's like right downtown that you can walk to all the bullshit that you want to go to.
Hmm.
That's how
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah. And that's what you have to do there. Like if you live on the outskirts, like even of Tampa, like my good friend Heather and Matt, like they live about 45, 50 minutes away from Tampa. Gorgeous community and everything, but they have to literally travel 50 minutes to go to Tampa. But that's what you need in order to get like that type of land, that type of kind of property and being
Yeah.
away from the traffic and everything. But then you have to deal with the traffic. So I'm like, nah, it ain't for
See,
me.
I didn't even know that you guys wrote back to my food poisoning thing. I was like, wow, my friends don't even care about
I
me.
legit like we asked about it and you were just like
You didn't.
archive them bitches.
Wow.
That must have been when that happened because literally the last Sunday, Monday, yeah, the last like from Sunday to Wednesday, I have never been so sick.
Dude, literally, I
Damn.
was like,
I
maybe
must
she's
have
just
ate
shitting her brains
chicken.
out and she like forgot to text us back.
I know.
I,
You said
I thought
Ash
it was
said
like
RIP, and I was like, oh, shit, I hope she didn't really RIP.
it was like a funny joke though, because that was like really the first refeed I've done since I've been dieting. And I was so excited about
That
it, And then
sucks.
the next thing it's like 9 o'clock at night. I
Shitting
look at Josh
everywhere.
and I was like, I don't feel right. And he's
Oh
like, whatever,
no.
it's bedtime. I'm like, no, like I'm gonna be real sick. Whole night.
Oh, that's terrible.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to eat chicken again, but we'll figure it
Oh,
out.
Dude, that's
I
like
really can't.
heartbreaking.
I hate chicken, to be
I
honest.
love it, but it went bad, and I questioned if it was bad because it was like the
Okay.
food I prepped to bring.
Okay, no.
Mhm.
Laura, this is the staple. This is a gift from Eric and I to you. If it does not pass the sniff test,
It
you
didn't
Throw it
smell
away.
bad though. I just questioned because of the
Meg and I
duration.
are like
It really didn't. I smelt it because I was questioning to myself. I'm like, it's almost been 7 days. Do I eat it? Do I not eat it? And I was just being lazy. And
7
then
days.
yeah.
it was
I'm like,
Laura.
Laura.
That's when you switch that meal for a whey shake and call it.
well,
Damn.
hmm.
Yeah, but the sniff test, 100%. If I smell just a faint bit of like
Dude, if it
weird smell,
smells,
I'm like,
yep,
I like to
yep.
do a big one. Like
You
I'm
do a
like, all right,
snorf.
nope.
Meg
I'm
goes,
just like,
I was actually thinking of you, Meg, because like I'm not gonna lie, I like lived off of Pepto-Bismol the last couple of days.
that's what made you think of me?
Yes, because remember you were talking about like eating like weird like cough drop candies and things like that in prep because they tasted good. And I'm
Oh,
drinking this. I'm like, wow, it's fucked it that I'm at the point that this tastes good.
Laura, you're at that point where you're not popping bottles, you're popping Pepto.
Pepto. Oh,
It was the only thing that gave me any relief for like 20 minutes.
mm,
Jesus
gross.
God. I'm just trying to like think about like literally it's like if it does not pass the Snorf test, just throw it away. Or if
Hmm.
it's longer than 5 business days,
Oof. Yeah.
like
Well,
Ugh.
just
where I went wrong was I cooked it and froze it and then brought it with me.
Okay.
So it was like about 5 days that it had been defrosted, but 7 since I
Still,
cooked it.
oh ooh.
Yeah.
still 5 days. That's going through some changes there.
It's also probably to the fact that like it was in warmer weather and then on
Like,
an
Yeah.
airplane and then back home.
yeah, that chicken was out to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I was pissed.
it got me. I was so excited too because like when I got back, I took my weight. I was down like 3.8 pounds the week I was in Florida.
Hmm.
And then of course my weight shot right back up because of being so like inflamed and
Inflamed.
watery and
Yeah,
swollen and
dude, that's the worst. Yo, I mean, I was talking about this in a post I made
I
today. Like,
saw.
the weight, the scale is such a mind fucking prep. Like,
I
you
actually
know,
do have a
you
question for you, Meg, about that post.
okay, I have an answer.
Like this is not me being shitty, so please be kind to me. How literally do you eat 675 grams of carbs? Like, is it just like a lot
Oh,
of
I could
rice, a lot of honey, a lot of juice? Like, what are
totally
you
do it.
doing to get that?
Like 400 grams of rice
Like per
and
meal?
yeah, about 400, like 100 grams of cream of rice and stuff like that. It literally, it's so easy. Like I'm starving today. I'm on my baseline, my 405, 405. That pisses me off so much. 405 carbs.
You see
I'm
those
just
numbers
Um,
and you're like, where do you get this from?
I know. I'm like, what is this five carbs? But yeah, I don't know. 675 day goes down really easy.
I
If
think
I
I could
have
do.
multiple in a row, then it's like, whew. But it like
yeah.
one and then go to my maintenance. That's what we did last week. We did a refeed of 675 carb, 510 carb twice, like 2 days in a row. I
Mhm.
checked in and then we went to my baseline. Um, and it was so easy. I was starving.
She
Got
So
has
you.
so
hungry.
much muscle though too that like that's like gone in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point though towards the end of my off season when every single day I was eating like I think it was 620 carb,
Right.
like literally every day that I was doing orange juice and
Yeah,
some
okay.
quicker things like honey on my rice. But yeah, it's pretty easy.
So so what would be like, I mean, I guess it's hard to say because it's been a bit, but do you remember the last time you prepped like what was like the lowest your food ever got? Just out of curiosity.
I remember Jason had me literally doing protein veggie days,
Really?
and there's no need for that for me.
No.
No, my food just never got high enough with Jason. And I
Mm,
think I was also dealing with so many disordered eating shit. Like, I was treating my off-plan meal like the last fucking supper. I was binging. I was doing all this. Like, my metabolic health was this fucking trash. But now that I'm so consistent off season and on season or whatever you want to say, like, I doubt I'm gonna have to do protein veggie days. Like,
no.
I think
There's
the
no way.
lowest my food will probably get probably like 150 carb. I don't see me going any lower than that.
Mhm.
I
Honestly,
can't even imagine 150 right now. Like to be
that's where I'm
honest.
at right now, and like
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if I have to go lower.
Dude, I can eat 150. That's literally a one meal on my
Yeah,
675 carb day.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
That's
just
crazy.
curious because like again, like I understand that like you're a bigger lady. But at the same time, the stomach can still only hold so much fucking food. And especially because you also still want to keep your waist tight. And I get you're not like, 4 weeks out where you're like getting really, really sucked down. But eventually, like, I mean, the stomach can only stretch so far. So like it
Hmm.
makes sense in your off season where again that load is still like there versus like
Yeah.
in contest prep where your baseline diet is just less. How on those refeed days, like 400 grams of rice goes down like butter.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think like obviously as I get leaner, the whole stomach thing, yeah, definitely. I can see that, but also when you like actually deplete your glycogen, like obviously right now my 405 carb days, I'm not depleting my glycogen.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm full. So it's like the refeed is just more on top of that. But deeper into prep, when I am like shredded, I think the 675 carb days are going to be even easier and I'm going to be
Mhm.
even fucking hungrier.
Yes.
So it's so annoying. But
Sure.
I don't know, like my digestion's awesome. My
Good.
stomach, even directly after a meal, it's flat. Like I
Nice.
never have any type of fullness or bloat. Like that's not me like sucking myself off. Like it's just, I worked hard at it. You have to keep your digestion on point during your off season. And it takes a
Mhm.
lot of work. Like people don't realize that. So, but yeah,
I like
I'm
that.
hungry right now. I really hope he pushes my food down though, because I want to start pushing. I don't feel like I'm in prep.
Hmm.
You know that feeling? I hate that.
Like I said, I don't remember my first prep, if I'm being totally honest. Like I was reflecting upon that because my other friend was like, "Oh, aren't you excited?" And it's like, yeah, but like also no, because
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's like to be in prep. All
Yeah.
I remember from my first prep is like literally 30,000 steps because I couldn't fucking sit down. Right? Like I was literally trying to run away from myself that like I just
Mhm.
myself mindlessly stupid busy
Yeah.
just to run away mentally. And like I really am sad that I did that, but also it's like I can't undo it. So what am I doing now? It's like, well, one, not being a jackass with my steps, like doing what I need to do and sitting my ass down, but also like if I'm hungry, good. Embrace it. Sit there.
Mhm.
Be uncomfortable. You tired? Good. Sit there. Be uncomfortable. Like enjoy all the negative emotions
Mhm.
or feelings of prep. So that way when the good ones come, like, oh, I'm really happy with this set, or I hit a new low today, or I'm really pleased with how my posing presentation is going on. It's like then the good can also be enjoyed versus like I
Yeah.
said, like 6 years ago, dude, the only thing I fucking remember is running away from a hurricane during peak week and like being in a
It's
roach
crazy.
infested hotel and sharing a microwave that like barely got above 20 watts. Like I don't remember anything else, and that's so sad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a totally new experience this time,
Yeah.
totally new mindset and everything and approach.
Hmm.
So it's kind of good that you don't remember it because it doesn't matter. It's just going to be different anyway. But I feel the same. Like I mean, it's been so long, 5.5 years. I'm just like, well, I'm just going about my day. Like, I don't know. I'm in prep,
Good
but
though. That's what you want. I
yeah,
feel
like,
like, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good.
'Cause I feel like the last time I competed, which was only 2 years ago, was like my like crash and burn prep. The first time I
Yeah.
was like fucking around and found out, and I found out a lot of things I should not have been
Yeah.
doing.
God.
Hey, but that's how you learn.
That is, you fuck around, you find out. I'm feeling that hard this year on a lot of aspects, but
This is like smooth since that.
that's
Another one.
good.
Yeah.
Minus your
But
tummy,
huh?
minus the refeed bug that didn't
Oh
feed.
God.
It's always
Yeah.
something. There's always something stupid.
Laura's like too smooth, too smooth.
That literally, I was like 2 pounds a week since I started, didn't touch a thing, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bound to happen.
yeah.
I was talking to Will about that because he was like, we were talking about how long I'd been in prep, and he's like, "Oh, it's only been like a couple weeks, Meg," and I'm like, "It's been 3 months." Like, I started prep at the end of January or like January 16th. It's been 12 and a half weeks,
Hmm.
and I was like,
In
"Holy
his mind,
shit!"
though, you're not because you're not like
I'm
eating
not like
food
thick
and whatever.
skin, lean, and like yeah, like moping around the house and stuff. Well, I am still, but like that's not that's just me. But no, I was shocked, but I knew from the beginning that this was going to be a 24-week prep, 100%.
Damn, that is long.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm fine with it because the
At least it's
first
not.
3 months wasn't really like prep dieting. It was more like refining and building, which is kind of a mind fuck, which is what I was talking about.
Hmm.
But I think that's a problem with a lot of newer competitors is that they don't give themselves enough time. People really think everybody can get away with a 12 to 16 week prep, and that is not the case.
No.
Like I don't start people now under 22 weeks. Like it's just what I do. Like I don't see it being any beneficial to rush a prep, especially like you don't know what's going to happen if you're going to get sick, if you're going to get food poisoning, if you're going to herniate two discs, or, like have to fly home for an emergency. Like, you never know. So it's better to have that little, you know, couple weeks where you can pick it back up. But
Hmm. Dude, I think it's so important. Like one of your valuable assets, not only as a coach, but especially as an athlete, is time. Like there are so many things where it's like, when do we, change our training to high volume? So therefore I like, burn fat while I'm supersetting all this shit. Or when can we add in drugs? Or when can I start like doing 2 hours of cardio? Like we get so impatient to start suffering that we want to
yeah.
like, speed things up. And it's like, it's not that like you want to just like do the lazy boat river of prep and diet longer than necessary because that has its own
Hmm.
challenges. But in my opinion, it's a lot more effective to be efficient with your time and also make sure that you give yourself plenty of it. Like that is such a valuable asset. So that way you can be present, enjoy the ride, and be along for the journey versus like just wanting to suffer for the sauce. Because like, yeah, you are going to have hard days, absolutely. Like there are gonna be days where you're tired, you're hungry, you're grumpy, like the dog stole your shoe, your husband like is just pissing you off because he looked at you wrong. Like there are going to be those days, absolutely. But at the same time, it's like suffering needlessly isn't going to give you an extra trophy. Like, there's not like, the best poser award and the bitch that suffered the hardest. Like, there's not that award, right? So it's like, do what you need to do and stay in your lane and enjoy the ride. And if you're someone that really likes to like be on socials and you're like, who's going to do my show or whatever, like, dog, just put it away. Put it
Yeah.
away.
Oh, I don't even look at that at all anymore.
Mhm.
If I see someone that's doing the same thing, I don't want to follow them. I don't want to be friends. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. I feel
Or it's
that.
like
I was
archive.
archive it.
You know what's
Archive
been
your
cool
best
though too?
friends.
This is the first year in a coaching sense. I've been in the opposite end of the spectrum that I had a client, first time prepping, and then the next thing you know, boom, we're ready like 6 weeks early. And you never know how that's gonna go with people. Everybody's different, everybody responds different. And if from like you're saying, the like suffering standpoint, if people knew like where her food and cardio and everything else is at, she's just a freak and would be like, what? That's it?
Hmm.
That's all she needed.
Yeah.
I wish we would stop with that bullshit. I'll be honest with you that, oh, that's it. It's like, good for you. That's cool. That's cool that your body responds that way. Like,
Yep.
I feel like we almost get like jaded and jealous of other people that don't have to like do what we have to do. But like, that's just shit. That's shit
Yeah.
on us and it also like takes away from them. So it's like, oh, that's really cool that you get to diet on all this food. Like, when Meg posted her stuff, I thought that was so cool. Like, I thought it's cool that her refeed is like damn near 700 carbs. So that's why I asked her a question, how do you get that in? Like, I think that's cool. I'm celebrating her. I'm not angry. Why would I be
Hmm.
angry? Oh, this bitch isn't pitch. Like, oh my God. Don't be a petty bitch. Like,
I
don't
want
don't do that.
I do want to sign Meg up for one of those 10,000 calorie a day challenges
Yo, I'd fucking crush that shit.
Dude, go to
Like,
Costco, get some chicken
She's
bake.
like accepted.
I
Get some
easy,
glizzies.
hands down. Okay, I'm not gonna swallow some glizzies. But yeah, I was actually gonna say something about that though. Oh, there's so many little points I want to make.
Make them
Um,
point it.
so the first one about suffering, like they want to suffer, they want to push, and then when you push them, then they complain. I'm like, okay, you asked for this. You literally
Meg's
asked
like,
for this. What? But then the second thing was about the food. Like me, like the lowest my food will get, like I said, is maybe not even like sub 200 carbs, but that is gonna feel so fucking low for me. It's gonna be crazy. Like, so that really doesn't hold weight,
yeah.
Because if somebody's shredded and eating 300 carbs, like it's still, they're going to be hungry. They're going to be tired. They're still going to be drained. Like it doesn't matter if you're eating a trace carbs and shredded or 300 carbs and shredded, you still feel fucking miserable.
Because
I
you
Like,
know
remember.
why?
that's what I don't understand.
People are so like that's a good point because people are so caught up in the food amount, thinking that food's the
Yeah.
saving grace. Dog, it's a body fat. It's the lack
Hmm.
of body fat and the accumulation of all of the fucking stress,
Yeah.
cardio, the training, the low food. Like that is why you feel like dog shit on top of not having enough body fat. Like
Yeah.
again, like your body does not want to be stage lean. especially when you're in bigger divisions, when your conditioning must be pushed harder than someone like me or someone like Laura that like it's not that we're fat on stage, but like we don't want those like shredded credit card glute lines that Meg's gonna have to get, right? So it's like you have to understand that like when you are like 20 weeks into a prep where it's like you are getting toward the end, a refeed of 300 grams of carbs, you might feel good, dopamine, serotonin. You might be really happy. You're still gonna be hungry. You're still gonna feel like shit. Your legs are likely still gonna feel like concrete.
Hmm.
Like food is not this like saving grace thing. Like you're not a fucking dog. It's not gonna magically make things like better. And maybe the day it might be a little nice, but like it's not gonna just magically fix everything. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I feel like it gets over glorified where it's like, time out. Let's actually talk about what happens.
Oh yeah. And then the next day you wake up even more hungry. And then you're pissed because they dropped your food more. And you're like, oh fuck this shit.
I
But
always
then
think
that
that.
goes what?
I always think that usually if you get a refeed, it's also followed by a food drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Your
a
coach is like,
here. Yeah, exactly. They do it out of spite, I swear to God. And I do it too to my clients. But the whole hunger thing during prep or even during a dieting phase, like you're gonna be hungry. There is no way to get around that. People like try different like little crutches during preps and diets to not feel hungry. And I'm like, why are you not trying to feel hungry? Being hungry is telling you your metabolic capacity is good. Your shit is burning through the food. Like
Mhm.
that's what you're supposed to feel. But
Your
then
body
people
is
just
changing.
yeah. And then people are like, oh no, I'm just gonna get a whole pack of Trident gum and like
Or Zen.
shove that in my mouth. Or I might do that. But
Meg's like, oh fuck.
nicotine might be in play. I mean, it does have some benefit for fat burning. So I was thinking about using
I
it around
can't.
like eight
I
weeks out.
will, I'll
Wait,
get
smoking
addicted too
cigarettes?
quick.
Not cigarettes.
Like a
Zen,
vape?
like Zen, like nicotine pouches.
No.
I use like the little pouches of like nootropics, like during training and everything. I always have one in my lip. But for Zen, I tried one at the Scooby Health retreat. Uh, Larry gave me one of his. It was like 6 mgs, and apparently
Mhm.
they start at 3, and you can get 6 too. I did a 6, and I was like, oh, I should be fine. Like I used to smoke cigars, like I do drugs, like I'm good. I put that shit in, and I was just like, oh fuck, like I feel a little sick. So I went to the bathroom and I started having cold sweats. I felt like I was gonna puke, and I was like, okay, pop that thing out. And then I put like a cold towel on my head. I was like, okay, I'm good. Deep breaths, and like I was fine. But it's that thing people call it like Nick sick. Like when you
Mhm.
do too much nicotine at once, you're just like, ugh. So I'll probably start with like 3 milligrams using it like for fasted cardio because it's good for focus and it's good for fat burning.
Dude, I
But
can't.
no,
Like, I have too much of an addictive personality. I
yeah.
don't even trust myself with it. Like, there's a reason why I don't drink. There's a reason why I don't do like anything else that could
Hmm.
like help with that addiction. Like, caffeine is as far as I will go because,
That's my
like I said,
drug.
that like caffeine is my drug. I acknowledge that I probably use more than I should. I do love coffee. I don't use energy drinks. My pre-workout
That's good.
isn't stem based. I just use coffee, right?
Hmm.
But still, even then, it's like I know that it can be like a slippery slope. And I even was like flirting with the idea of doing Zen, and Eric was like, no. He was like, absolutely not. Because like he's like, you will be ruined. And I was like, that's fair.
Fucking
That's fair.
Ash will be on here just like dragging cigarettes like the
Dude,
next
I'll just be like
week.
constantly coughing because I
Like
still don't know
two
how to
fucking
smoke.
dips in. God. But I mean, I have an addictive personality, but when it comes to drugs and stuff, like I'm very easy with like coming off, coming on. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I might try it. I might give it a go, see if it does help with like increasing fat rate and stuff, fat loss rate. But yeah, it definitely needs to be used in the right context,
Yeah.
100%. Like I would never just put, oh yeah, pop a Zen on like a regular gym pop client's like diet
Dude,
plan.
do
Like
this, dude, do the Zinny Winnie combo. Like
Zinny
that will
Winnie.
dry you out.
Dude, could you imagine like meal one Zen pouch and your aloe vera and glutamine drink?
Free
God.
training,
Hey, like
Winnie.
we were talking about the other day, I've seen some crazy shit lately of lifestyle people on trend and all other types. So who fucking knows?
Dude.
Dude, I had
Ah,
one girl. It was just like it was a sales call, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I've been taking," and like legit, I literally was like, "You need to show me so I can understand." She was like, "I take 1 gram of clenbuterol daily." I was like,
What?
is she alive? Is
I
she in
was
the
like,
room?
I was like, "Ain't no way." And I like legit, like it was just
You
he
must
did
have
not
not
sign her. I
moved.
was like, I cannot do this. But like 1 gram.
Was that
One
actual in
gram.
context?
I mean, like she didn't even have it. She's like, oh, I don't know, it's somewhere in my house. So like 1 gram, I was like, it's dosed in micro. How are you? No, ain't no
No.
way, ain't no
No, no,
way.
no. No.
Like
Definitely not.
I was like, girl, but just
That's
again,
yeah.
Gen Pop, and I was like, good Lord, like how many people are like toasted out of their minds at fucking Planet Fitness? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I went to Planet Fitness yesterday or the day before for fasted cardio. And I
Yes.
thought because I'm going from an apartment to a house. So at the apartment, I could just walk down to the gym, get on the stair mill, yay.
Mm-hmm.
But here I don't have anything. So I was making Will stay at the gym with me at night, and that sucked. Like it's 30 minutes and we
Yeah.
could be home already. And so I was like, babe, I'll go to Planet Fitness. I'll get a membership. I'll do my fasted cardio. It's like 5 minutes down the road. I did it. I was like, fuck this, never coming back. Went on Facebook Marketplace and I got
I saw it.
got myself an elliptical in the garage. I just couldn't. Yep, there it is. Yep. I was like, I just can't.
Is that what you do for your cardio, Ash? You just walk?
Yeah. Yeah, 35 minutes. Dude, I had to like tone it down because real talk, I wasn't like I was using the heart rate monitor just sporadically, like on the handlebars. Thought I was doing well because it was like 3% or like 4% incline, 3 miles an hour. I got really long legs and like I have a long stride anyway, so I was like, no big deal. Had a weighted vest on. So I was thinking I was in like the fat burn zone, zone 2, because I am using lipolytics. So obviously that heart rate really does matter. I bought a titty strap monitor just for
Yeah,
accuracy, right?
I'm gonna get one of those.
Dude, you should. You should because my heart rate was actually
Amazon.
literally my heart rate was 160. I was hauling ass and I was like, "Oh
Damn.
fuck." So like I can't use the weighted vest anymore and like the treadmill is like either between zero point 0.5 and 1% incline and like between 2.8 and 3 miles an hour.
Yo, your treadmill's fast as fuck.
It
Like
is.
I did my normal speed when I came to your house, and I thought I was speed walking. Like I thought I was gonna start having to sprint.
Yeah,
Like it was insane.
it really does seem faster than other people's or like gym commercials. So
Tired.
like, I'm glad I got that heart rate monitor because I was like, well, I would literally like the first part of our prep and even in off season, it's like I felt hard, but like again, cardio is supposed to be hard relatively. And I was
Hmm.
still able to carry somewhat of a conversation. And that's kind of like the dummy proof if you
Yeah.
don't have like a heart rate strap. No, dude, it was like 30 over where I should be. And I was like, oh, we need to tone that
Mhm.
down.
Can you send me the one that you have?
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
Okay.
What are
Yeah,
your thoughts on
because
that? I've seen a lot of like mixed information as to like
the
truth.
accuracy.
Yeah. Well, no. More so of the fact that like, can your body differentiate between it was actually, I think it was Justin Haley talking about this. Like, just fucking go. When you're doing cardio, don't worry about like speed, things like that. Like, just go. And then you see other things that are saying, like, no, within like, I think it's like 130, 140, whatever, like somewhere more around those lines for being more like fat burning as opposed to burning muscle tissue.
Well, it depends. Like, are they using lipolytics? Because if they're using lipolytics, in my opinion, yeah, you're gonna want a lower steady state heart rate when it comes to being within that fat burn window, right? Because you are gonna be using more fatty acids over
Hmm.
glucose for fuel, like to burn stuff. But like if you are someone that has like time-based cardio where it's like we want you to just be as efficient as possible, you might not be necessarily caring about heart rate. You just want to burn the calories for the sake of expenditure. So like there's not a right or wrong way to do it. It just makes sense based on the context, right? Which is
Yeah.
why when I told Austin like, "Hey, my heart rate's 160," he's like, "That needs to be way lower." But again, I'm using things like GH. So like it needs to be lower. So like I don't think it's black and white. I think it's like the context. You know what I'm saying? And what works for a prep versus fat loss versus maybe like a gen pop where like doing 2 hours of cardio isn't fucking realistic for them to be in the fat burn zone when it's just like they just need to move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there is an importance, but then you also have to consider that person's one, their athletic ability, like their cardiovascular health starting
Mhm.
out, two, and like how much body fat they have. Because if I have somebody who is very overweight, I might actually have them push their heart rate up a little bit more sometimes. But then if we have to consider adrenals, their biofeedback and stuff, then maybe we need to reduce it down. But sometimes like giving them a heart rate range, like they get too anal about it and then they're either going too hard or they're like not putting in any work for cardio because they're so obsessed with staying in that range that they're just like not having a consistent amount. So I I put it as like, heart rate, this, that, but I don't know. I don't know how like legit it is really.
Honestly, for myself, I just get on and I give myself a calorie burn goal and just fucking go.
Hmm.
Just fucking
Right.
get it
And
done.
like that works for you, absolutely. Like it
Yeah.
is working. And then like when I noticed that my heart rate was way too high and we made those changes, I started dropping fat a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So like both work, right? But like
Yeah.
again, mine is like fasted cardio. I do it the first thing. I wait 30 minutes after I inject my GH and then I walk, right? And it is one of those things where if you are using, I would say like fat mobilization things like you're using GH, you have yohimbine in play, maybe a little bit of clenbuterol, or maybe you're doing like the ECA stack if you're maybe a little bit old school. Like I would use that in a setting where, again, like you are either fasted or your blood glucose is like in a low enough range, so maybe like 3 or 4 hours post meal to
Mhm.
then hit the cardio. Because what I
Yeah.
think the big thing is like where's that baseline insulin? Because that is like I feel like a big consideration when it comes to how it interacts with like storing versus liberating fat, especially. Those are my
Yeah.
thoughts. And that's how like I was taught from like Austin and then also Dom Kuza's contest prep class.
Yeah. That's kind of how it goes for me too. But the calorie burn goal, that's what Cameron has me on. Um, it's hard though for me because I just have like this shitty little watch. So I use the like treadmill or whatever I'm on, and I use the calorie burn there, and I just stay consistent with the machine. But
Yep.
since I've been moving and like changing machines, like I've just been hitting like I know it took me, I think it was like 28 minutes to burn 300 calories back home, so I just do 28 kind of thing. But yeah, the heart rate, I can definitely see that like deeper into prep, if like your heart rate's too high and you're stressing your adrenals out too much in the morning and jacking that cortisol up, yeah, I could see that definitely pulling back down. I mean, that's why like a lot of people I'll switch to just walking, like
Yep.
literally their steady pace walking, not on an incline on a treadmill, like just get outside and walk
Hmm.
as cardio sometimes towards the end of a prep, just to, you know, pull back a little bit.
Right, like
But
that fatigue management, especially. But Meg, you
yeah.
touched on something. You said consistency. That
Yeah.
at the end of the day is like the king pin. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Hmm.
being consistent with how you do cardio, the machine that you use. And I know a lot of people also get really worked up over like the accuracy of the machine in terms of calories burned or the accuracy of their Apple Watch. And I'm like,
Hmm. Just be
you're
consistent.
yeah, I was like, you're like,
You're
it's
driving
not
yourself
going to be
nuts.
accurate, right? Like these
Yeah.
machines have calculations with errors. The watch has calculations for errors. Like it is not a perfect one to one. The whole point is if your coach says 300 calories of cardio and then they bump it to 400 calories of cardio, you are on the cardio machine for longer, right?
Hmm.
You are having to push harder to burn more calories. But whether it's truly 100 extra, likely not, right? But that's not the point. The point is to be
Hmm.
consistent with it. So that way, when things are adjusted, those levers and toggles are pulled, you are able to get the desired effect, which is like more calories burned, a bigger, window for fat loss. So that way you
Yeah.
see either changes physically on the scale or maybe visibly in your physique.
Yeah. That's why I made a story. I was like, listen, like when he changed me from 250 to 300 calories to burn, like the minute was it was literally just like a minute and 30 seconds extra.
Hmm.
So I always tell my people like you may think that you're a boss ass bitch like doing when I prescribe 30 minutes, they're doing 35 because they're in prep and they want to push harder. But then where do I get to like pull from, you know?
Yep.
Like, oh, you're already doing 35. Well, fuck it. Let's do 45. Like you kind of screwing yourself. Same thing with like people eating just a little bit less cream of rice or a little bit less
Oh.
rice. It's like, no, just follow the plan and let your coach make the little pools and shit.
Hmm.
Silly, silly
Yeah.
gooses.
I'm actually surprised none of us have gotten like, oh, well, here's a cardio bump. Oh, I just changed the elliptical to a different elliptical that like tracks differently.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I could imagine somebody doing
I
something
would
like
cry. I'd be like, dog, you're missing the point.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
And I
God.
know my elliptical, this the old one I got, I know it's gonna take me a fucking pretty long to hit 300 calories because it's probably gonna be a little slower. So I think I'm gonna switch to the heart rate and like just tell them like the accuracy. I don't know if it's on or off. And I think also like the surface, kind of like a body weight scale, you know, the surface that you have your cardio equipment on matters too.
I would
Maybe
agree.
I'm just talking out my ass. I don't
No, I
know.
think that does matter because you have to understand like the different divisions and then also like me versus Meg. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
she's in a bigger division
Yeah.
where like she's also moving more mass. Like she's 200 pounds. Like eventually it might behoove her to go from
Yeah.
elliptical to a bike because she is again going to be accumulating fatigue versus me. It's like, okay, well, I'm bikini. I'm not a big girl. Like, women already have like usually a better recovery capacity anyway. So it's like I can probably ride the treadmill out for the rest of my prep and not really see a need to do more impact like the elliptical,
Hmm.
even the bike. But that's why the big guys, like they might start on cardio, like walking, and you see them just fucking drenched in sweat. I'm thinking like Derek,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Where he looks like he stepped out of the shower. And then toward the end, they might be doing recumbent bike because they're so
Yeah.
fucking tired.
I mean, Laura, you made a good point in one of your previous posts about like the joint pain and stuff. If
Yeah.
you constantly do like the heavy eccentric loads of like the stair mill the entire prep, because that's just what the girlies do on their prep YouTube videos or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I can't do the stair. Like, I did it at Planet Fitness. I thought my knees were gonna fall off. Like, I was like, fuck this.
some are
Like,
definitely built better than others, but I
yeah,
always
for
tell
sure.
people to rotate their modality for
Definitely.
cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
That's a
that
good thing to
heavy
say.
centric, oh, especially for wellness girlies and bikini, where you're hitting legs like a couple times a week with high volume. Like if you're also pushing down on stairs like for 45, 60 minutes a day, like that takes a toll on your recovery. You're going to be inflamed. Your weight's not going to drop down. So that's why I'm like, oh, spin bike. Spin bike's awesome for wellness girls. That's what I was using. And then I herniated 2 discs. So maybe don't take my advice.
I
Oh,
think too, like the thing that people run into, and like honestly, I'm guilty. I just said it, is like you just
Hmm.
want to get it done. And
Yeah.
sometimes you're thinking about like more so duration and things like that, as opposed to
Hmm.
like long term, what's going to be best for your
Yeah.
physique, what's it
Yeah.
look like, all that. I kind of got yelled at by Josh about that this morning.
So
yeah. I
I was
mean,
bitch.
like, go ahead, Laura.
I was just bitching about like the whole food poisoning thing, whatever. And he's
mhm.
like, you literally have a saggy ass right now because you're so flat. You need to take another refeed because the last one clearly didn't penetrate. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't wanna. It's not time yet.
Right. I mean, I
That's
do think
funny.
it's just important to like look at like the actual data and see like what you need because in the past you were someone that has pushed maybe a little bit too far. So it's like if you have someone that lives with you and sees you on a daily basis, it might be time to listen. So that way you're not just like
I
pushing
know.
yourself beyond
Spinning
what
your
you can
wheels.
recover
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
I keep forgetting to like the last time I competed, my entire prep was 7 weeks long. And I went from like normal to like too lean in that period.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've already been dieting for 5 weeks. He's like, you have to realize you still have 6 weeks left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you, that's plenty. Like,
Yeah. I mean, this is where you want to like be smart and think about like bringing in mock peaks. So it's like if you need a refeed, start playing around with carbs, water,
Yeah.
and sodium so you can see how you can fill out and what you need because you have time on your side and you know that you lean out nicely. So it's like use that time to your advantage. Don't just dig yourself into a hole where you're digging a grave. Like literally see how you can start manipulating variables so that way you can pop on stage. Like I think that's fucking awesome.
I think
No,
that's
I
fun,
agree.
yeah.
I agree. The only thing I'm doing different this time, and not so much out of want, but out of just trying to be smart with all the like weird fainty feelings that I've had, is I'm not using Clen because
Hmm.
just
I
You don't need
would.
to.
I don't trust
Yeah.
it right now.
Where's your sodium at? Just out of curiosity, like where's your sodium and potassium?
Mm, I've never really tracked it, to be
Okay,
honest.
well,
I
with
just,
blood pressure issues, I'd start tracking that because you might be someone that just needs more sodium
I mean,
or
I use
less potassium.
I put a decent amount of salt in all my meals, but
But
yeah,
aren't you
good
a
start.
potato girly though? Like potatoes have a fuck ton of potassium too, so
Yeah.
you might be like kind of
Too much potassium.
yeah.
Mm.
I would just look into it, especially when it's like
This was
you need to be
before
looking
though.
into it
This
anyway.
Mhm.
this started way before that, and at the time when this all first started, I wasn't eating any potatoes. I was eating all rice.
Mm,
Fair, but like as you're
I
noticing
miss
things get
potatoes.
worse, since you're like
Yeah.
having a hard time on the stair mill. So it's like because you're getting more conditioned since you are doing more cardio, it's like I would like pay close attention to water, salt, and potassium, and even like magnesium for that level, just to like
Yeah.
make sure that things are good. So that way you don't have these episodes nearly as
Mhm.
frequently or at all, because like that is something where you want to be able to get pumped up on stage, of course, but you also don't want to faint and pass out either.
You know what's funny? I was doing some like research into this of like things that can like snap you out of it too, and like having smelling salts on hand can snap you out of it.
Yeah.
Like,
I love
yeah,
smelling
I'm gonna
salts.
be driving in my car.
Meg's gonna be on that Zen. Laura's just in the car. I'm over here like rocking my caffeine. We're a trio.
Ugh,
Yep.
man.
The healthy side of prep, y'all.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Nicotine,
goodness.
smelling salts, and caffeine, baby.
love that for us. Love that for us.
All right.
Ah,
Are we ready to do questions, or is there anything else we
yes. Let's do some funny questions.
okay?
Ooh,
Unless you want to do
yeah.
predictions for Pitt. I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know anything about the ladies.
I don't either.
I don't know
Haven't
crap.
been keeping up with that. If I'm being totally honest, I feel like that's really like sacrilege to not
What a
be.
terrible
I know
bodybuilder.
what a terrible bodybuilder. It's just life's been life and so I was like,
Yeah,
I need to settle down.
I feel yeah. I do want to. I think I might stream it though and watch like WPD just to get like
Yeah.
my freaking like goggles ready. Like, because by the way, knocking on wood, my sciatica pain is like gone. Like
Wow.
yeah, dude, like I'm sleeping like wherever I want, however I want, waking up feeling good.
Nice.
And I
Love
don't know
that.
what happened. I just moved up here to South Carolina and it's like gone. But I mean, some things with like lower body training is still tough. But like yesterday I did the pendulum pain free. I can't like push balls to the wall. I have to really think about it, but pain free. I'm sitting right now, you know, it's crazy. I
Wow.
don't know what happened, but I have my dry needling appointment next week, so I'm
That's
can only
great.
go up from here. So yeah, so now I'm gonna hire Christina with KJ Center Stage for like my posing.
Mm.
So I really want to watch like the WPD like posing routines and stuff because I'm stressed about that. I don't. Oh,
You're gonna be great.
I'm so nervous.
Hold
I'm
on.
just nervous.
I want to be a dork really quickly. So,
Yeah.
Meg, Tampa, that is very close to the water, correct?
Yes.
Yes, but you were now in Greenville, which is how far away are you from the ocean?
Oh, like 3 hours. 3 hours.
Dude,
But it
dude.
doesn't matter. Like we didn't really go to the beach when we were in Tampa.
No. I'm thinking like I'm literally thinking the
Oh,
difference
elevation.
in
Elevation.
elevation or barometric pressure.
Dude, I think that's it. Legit. Because every time when we went to here,
Yeah.
the week before I moved, and then I went back down, it
Yeah.
got so fucking bad. And then I was down there, I was like, fuck this. Like I cannot recover, I can't do anything. And then we came up here and I'm like, where did my sciatica go? Like it's fucking crazy. So If you have sciatica and you're in Florida,
Move to Greenville.
bounce. But no, it's true. I think that is part of it for sure.
Dude,
Crazy.
wild.
That's
Sorry, I just wanted to be a
crazy.
dork really quickly
No,
because I was like, I
that's
wonder.
yeah, I think it is. Because like I haven't been to the chiropractor, and
Are
usually
you
if I
still using your
don't,
inversion? You have an inversion table though, don't you?
yeah, but not as often as I was in Tampa. Like I don't feel like I don't literally in Tampa, I would be laying in bed and I would be like, fuck, I have to go use the inversion table because I can't sleep because
Right.
it's so bad. And I'll be laying on upside down at like 1 a.m. Like here, I'm just like sleeping like a baby. So
Mm.
yeah, but I don't know. But all that to say, I'm excited to start actually posing.
Let's go.
So
I'm
excited.
excited.
But
I'm excited.
no, with my like routine, I'm just scared I'm gonna have like a nip slip or something because like sometimes you go down in like the splits or you do like a crazy pose. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to glue it all.
Can you
Like
do splits?
I can do a split.
All right.
You don't know that?
I
Oh,
just kind of
oh.
assumed you lost the ability when you started
No. Let me
getting
send a picture.
yoked.
If
Oh,
you
I'll have
want me
to find
to
it.
give you some gymnastics teaching, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah. Here, I just sent you. We did like a little split kind of thing at the Scooby
what
Meetup.
the fuck,
Yeah,
Megan?
everybody was like, "You can
Look
do
at
a
her
split."
legs.
Those are my legs. I can do a split,
What
full
the
split.
fuck? That's
So I
nuts.
might pull out one of those bitches. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
you best.
You
I might.
best. That's what I'm saying. I got
But I don't know.
questions.
Like,
We ready?
yes,
Yeah,
I'm ready.
and I need
Let's
to
go.
Um,
catapult after.
what's something
Yeah,
you wish you enjoyed but could never seem to?
reading.
Ooh,
Same.
good answer.
100% reading.
Good answer. Good answer. Mine's pasta. Everyone like just creams their pants for pasta. I'm just
I don't like pasta.
like it just doesn't do it for me. And like granted, yes, I've never had authentic aunt or authentic grandma's homemade pasta. Like I grew up with like
Yeah,
fucking Stouffer's and the box shit. So like granted, yeah, but even when I went to Italian restaurants, like it just
it's
doesn't
just me.
do it for me. It's just like it's either way too greasy and fatty or it's just yeah. Sorry guys.
Yeah, Will has pasta every day, and I'm just like, I don't know how. I don't like it. Sometimes though, I do like when I was in my off season, sometimes like an off plan meal, I would just make like butter pasta. Like just pasta and put a
I
shitload of
love.
butter and
Mm,
salt. That shit. Oof. There's
yep.
my hand moment. That's
Dang.
real Italiano, you know?
No, it's child. That's bringing
Yeah,
back to like your
real
child
child.
years.
Don't know how to cook.
Pastina. Did you ever have that as a kid? Pastina.
Yeah,
Mm,
I don't think I
yeah.
did. No, we just
that's
had
good.
mac and cheese in a cup.
Ooh, or cold Chef Boyardee right
Mm.
out the
Oh,
can.
God bless that chef.
That's good.
All right, this is not like a real like question. This is just something that I kind of thought of, but what would be the seven dwarfs in bodybuilding? Or maybe like female bodybuilding. So I'm thinking like instead of like, grumpy or sneezy, it's like bitchy and sassy.
Hangry.
Or
Yeah,
okay, yeah, so yeah, that's a good one. So I want to get a little
hangry.
so we have hangry or angry?
Hangry.
Hangry.
Angry. I would say bitchy,
Bitchy.
bitchy. Sassy? Because there are some
Sassy.
like sassy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eccentric. The ones that are,
Mhm.
mm, no.
Hangry.
Uh, Roid Raid.
Uh,
Five.
we'll say roidy. Okay.
Roidy.
Hangry, bitchy, sassy, roidy. So we need three more.
Sleepy. There can just still
Yeah.
be sleepy.
Sleepy. Yeah. Sleepy's solid. Solid.
Diva.
Devi.
Diva.
How could we make that more of a dwarf name though? Oh, I guess what that could replace Doc. That could replace
Yeah.
Doc. Yeah, so we need
Hmm.
one more. So we have hangry, bitchy, sassy, roidy, sleepy, diva, and then we need one more.
Shit. Oh. Um, well, we have to have like an uplifting one. Some people are
Yeah,
like
like happy, but like what would be like the version of happy for bodybuilding?
stimmed out.
Stimmy.
Timmy.
Zinny and or Winnie.
Zinny Winnie
Zinny's a
Stimmy.
good one. Zinny is a good one. I gotta make sure I do it with a Y though. I like that.
That's
Hangry,
good.
bitchy, sassy, roidy, sleepy, diva, Zinny.
I like it. I like it.
Put a person's face on each one. We'll get them like jacked looking.
That's right.
That
That's
That would
right.
be funny.
We
Okay,
need facial
I'll do that.
submissions. Submit your
God.
8 to
face so you can be
7
one of
dwarfs
the bodybuilding dwarves.
Yeah.
jacked.
Send in your face.
Send in your face, not your toes, please.
No.
Awesome. What are we grateful for? And we'll wrap this shit up.
Man, I guess I'm grateful for the South Carolina barometric pressure or whatever the fuck.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw.
Unbelievable.
That's fucking wild. Laura, what about you?
I'm grateful for my clients. They've been like
Mm.
honestly my motivation lately. There's so many of them
Nice.
like just crushing preps and all that type of stuff. It's been motivating to see.
They really are. They're killing it.
Thank you.
Good.
Mhm.
I love seeing that. Yeah, they're doing really well. I love seeing all the prep updates and stuff like that. It's gonna be really exciting for you guys to like put that on stage and see the hard work, their fruits of your labor.
I just
Yeah.
told Rachel yesterday, I was like, so we should jump into a show next weekend. Let's do it. So
imagine.
she wants to do a national level show. She's won it overall before and like just wants more stage experience. So it's
Yeah.
like literally in our backyard that, you don't have to pay for hotels and things like that. Like
Yeah.
there's no reason not to do it, just for like more comfort on stage.
Yeah, is she gonna do USA's then? Junior USA's?
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
I
That'll be
mean,
fun.
yeah,
I
like
think back and forth, so we're gonna do junior essays. The client that I have that lives in South Carolina.
got you. Yeah, that would be good.
Should we all do a meetup?
Yes.
Oh my God. When is this?
And it's
Last
June 25th.
Junior USA's in Charleston?
Yo, don't tell me it's June 25th.
No, I thought it was in May. It's usually
I thought it
always
was in
Is
May.
that the one that's May 31st?
yeah. Yeah.
And it
Okay.
would be what's the one at the end of June?
Isn't that like nationals like in Tennessee?
I don't know.
Or is that Pittsburgh?
Tennessee.
I just know I'm going to see Tape B the last week of June, so no
Makes sense.
bodybuilding that weekend. That's my one prep, my show prep. Well, no, I've already been to multiple shows in this prep. That's my like festival. It's like a 2-day little festy. So
Esty.
that's my last hurrah.
I
But
love
yes,
it.
we'll go meet up in South Carolina for sure.
I'll be
That
here.
would be dope. I'll be here too. That's so weird.
Enjoying our barometric
Laura,
pressure.
move to South Carolina.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, why not?
We
Just-
have
you
good
have to
barometric
weather.
pressure.
Do it.
Better cost of living.
Much
Yeah.
better cost of living.
Yeah.
Dude, Boston is like one of the most expensive places you could live.
Really?
Cuckoo.
I
believe
believe
it.
it. Yeah.
Boston, New York, and like LA.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Fuck that.
couldn't be me, man. Not enough E, too much ha.
Yeah.
All right, chicas.
All right.
Where
All
can you
right.
go?
Bye, ladies. Have a good
you.
one.
Bye.